You're now listening to Mooncakes.
Okay, so we're going. Hey guys.
Hi.
Welcome to another episode. It's our third episode of Mooncakes, and
This is Debbie speaking.
And I'm Liz.
Heyo.
So, alright. So how was your week?
My week was good.
Yeah, it was cool?
Good. Yeah, it was, just pandemic life, but, just...
Oh, the usual.
The usual. But Halloween is it's in just a few days.
Yeah, it's just in a few days. Today's the 28th, right?
Yes, it is the 28th.
Yeah. It's just around the corner. But I don't even know. Is California even doing trick-or-treating? I think it's canceled.
I think it's canceled. I'm not 100% sure. But
I think it's kind of smart. But then I saw kids at school. Like, not the high school kids, but elementary kids. They're going to school here. So we live in Orange County, California. Don't stalk us. But yeah, there's elementary kids going to school. So.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. You know what? You're right. Elementary school kids are going to school, which I don't know why.
Joseph, I was like, if we had a kid, like, would you let it? He's like, hell no. We're gonna homeschool that kid. And I was like, oh, okay, you're a good dad, imaginary dad.
But Halloween, those are good times. What was your favorite costume? Do you have a favorite costume?
I don't think so. I was just thinking that, who had my favorite costume? Donna. When she was the ring girl.
That's my fraternal twin.
That was way before, like, the hype of Instagram, before, like, you know what I mean? It was before any of that happened. And she had, like, nobody was the girl with the ring.
She went all out. And
that was whose idea was that? Because she had, like, the whole cutout television thing. It was really horrifying. It was great. Yeah. I love that.
It was her. I think it was her idea.
She's right on. Like, I also loved her snake outfit.
Oh,
yes. She took a picture and she sent it when she lived in New York City.
Yeah.
I also love that outfit. But
very clever.
For myself, I don't know. Like, I just remember, like, one of my fondest moments was that when we were scaring the crap out of the neighborhood kids. Remember?
Oh, yeah. I remember when Donna would have long hair.
Yeah.
And I just remember we would just wait in a box.
Well,
did we wait in a box hiding away?
Yeah, okay, so it would be the front, and there was a gate to come in before you did the whole remodeling.
Yes.
So there was a gate that comes into the courtyard, the small front courtyard, and then there would be the doors going up some steps. Yes. So that made it scary because we were elevated. And then we would put the trick-or-treat pot, like, with all the candies, like, right in front of the stairs.
Yes.
In front of your front door.
Yes.
And then we had all the lights off. And then, I don't know, did we have a strobe light or something? I don't know. I forgot we had something. It was scary.
Yeah.
It was I remember, a low light.
I remember when we did have time, we had my sister, Donna, with her long hair and everything.
Like, over her
face. Like the ring girl.
White face.
White, like, wearing white. Hold the bag, like, hold the pot of candy.
With the dress
and everything. And me and Liz would just wait and just watch. And just wait till, like, unsuspecting victims would come. And finally, this dude and his girl rolls up. And this guy's like, the girl's like, I don't want to get it. I don't.
They had so much fun, though, because it was truly scary experience for them. Yeah. But they knew they were safe.
Yes.
But I was in a trash bag.
You were in a trash bag?
Yeah, I was like, I want to be scary too, because I think I dressed up as like Snow White or something.
Oh, got it.
Like something lame like that. So like, Liz, you only did Snow White. Like, stupid. But anyway, like, I want to be scary too, so I was like, I'll just get a black trash bag.
Black trash bag.
So, there's this, like, one version of the Silent Hill game movie, and they're just, like, all, like, mutated bodies. And I felt like one of them. Like, no arms, just legs.
So in your mind, that was, like, the scariest thing that you could be at the moment. You're like, I'm gonna just grab
Well,
his
what
trash
would you
bag.
do if some
That's true.
tall piece of like black figure came to you? It'd be
That's
scary,
true.
right?
That's true. A trash bag, I guess in the night it would be.
It's better than being Snow White.
Yeah. That's cute though. Snow White, that's a cute.
It's cute. You look cute. I remember like the
bumblebee.
The bumblebee.
That was my favorite.
With the big flower.
With the big flower, yes.
That was really cute.
That was my favorite costume.
That's so cute. So cute.
Trying to be cute and stuff.
Cute. You were cute.
Ah, thanks.
That was really, really cute. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. Well, so that's your favorite costume. So, in the spirit of Halloween, can you tell me probably like one of the scariest moments in your life, or
I got ghost stories for you in Hawaii, and I got ghost stories for you in Las Vegas, and I got ghost stories. Yeah,
ghost.
Yeah. Well,
you said there was a ghost in my house.
Yeah.
In this house.
Yeah, because you guys went on a trip, and then you guys told us to house sit, right? So this bed was like turned over that way. It was like a little bit different here, and we were sleeping, and then we heard stuff upstairs. I don't know, but I think I attract ghosts or something, because everywhere I go, I have ghosts.
So when you heard stuff upstairs, like footsteps or creaking?
Yeah, there was like constant creaking. Like I couldn't go to bed. Like me and Joseph were right here, and we were trying to go to bed, and I could not go to bed.
Oh.
Yeah, I waited until like it was morning, and then I fell asleep. I don't know. It's weird, but when you guys are here, there's nothing happens.
Not that I notice, but maybe
unless like it's like not noticeable, because you don't have any like. I don't ever have a recollection of you coming to me and saying like, "Oh shit, this happened to me." Like I saw some ghosts. Like, But one of the scariest moments for me, like I thought my life was in danger, was probably in Hawaii. I lived with a friend that I met over there, you know who. Mm-hmm. Her house was built in the 1920s or like late 1910, around that time, and we ended up moving in with her, and I don't know, something started changing. Like if someone was taking a shower, there would be these interesting glass. I forgot what the name of it. It has a really strange name, but you know, like the windows would flap open. There's like little glass pieces, and it would like open and close. Yeah, so they'll have that, and it's really hard to close those windows because they get rusted over. And then also we noticed like things were closing by themselves. Things were moving around by themselves. The more we noticed, the more things started happening. Like I remember when we're about to pack, so things, you know, a lot of energy in the house and stuff. I remember sleeping in the older part of the house. I was sleeping, and I just, you know, when you can tell, like when you're not looking, you can tell that person's an old person. Can you do that? Like if someone wants to walk by, you can tell if it's like a young person. You like kind of see them in the peripheral.
Yes. Okay. Yes. In your peripherals. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So like that's basically how it feels. Like you just kind of feel an older person or a younger person. And I felt like it was an older lady. And like when I'm sleeping, she'll like get right in my face. Like, yeah.
Oh, like so you just felt that energy. I'm
sleeping.
That someone's just there.
And she gets like right in my face. And then later on, because we have so many things happening in the house, and she's actually like attacking us. Like sometimes when you
female.
Female. And then like she has this old, you know, those old school gates, metal gates in front of her house, around her house. At like 2:00 all the time, the gate would open. Like it's one of those latch ones. Like those heavy latch old school ones.
Yeah.
The metal one. So like it would like open, and you can hear it like clanking.
Oh my god.
So you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And then later on, like when we were moving to Las Vegas, we stopped by that lady's house, and she asked her like, hey, did anything happen in that house? And she said, yeah, my mom actually died in that house and she had dementia. And she would always walk out. Like, she would, like, walk out of the house and open the gates and stuff like that. So, but she was the most aggressively mean lady in spirit that I've encountered. And, you know, definitely the apartment, my Las Vegas apartment, that was haunted. Yeah, you can see in our photos, you know, because you guys used to visit me a lot.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You can see it. I was like, oh, there's an orb right there. Because I didn't know what it was before. And there would be like, especially when you guys are around, because there's a lot more energy. Because we were rambunctious and we're always going partying and drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, there for sure there's orbs there. But it didn't get aggressive there until towards when we were leaving. So I always knew that there was like a guy spirit in the living room and in the washing machine area. There's like a little door. If you pass like the kitchen area, there's a door, and that's where the washing machine and the dryer is. Remember that?
Yes.
So whenever you go in there, you feel like this weird eeriness. Like you kind of feel like someone's watching you, and you kind of feel like a little dizzy in there. So there's like a man, and then when we're about to leave, me and Joseph got in a really bad fight. I don't know, couples fight. And in, you know where my closet is? There was a huge mist. A huge, like, mist that just walked past the door. Like, they didn't want us to leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they were coming out more because they didn't want us to leave. And I always want to leave Las Vegas, like, because I felt like, you know, Las Vegas has dark energy. You know?
It does.
And those apartments were really old.
I think it's just fascinating that you can tell between male and female, it's like, weird. Spirits and energy. I think that's fascinating. Weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. Like, I don't want any of that. I try my best to stay away from that stuff. Because it's just, it's fun at first. Because, like, I used to go ghost hunting in Hawaii. We used to go to, like, different, like, old cemeteries. And then we also, we went to a city hall. If you guys ever go to Honolulu City Hall, it's like this old thing. It used to be, it's all brick. It's all made out of brick. And there used to be a church that was located right there, and it got burnt. And all the nuns and the kids died in there. So, and then they rebuilt this huge brick. But that was like a long time ago. And this building is also old. It's right next to the palace. And we went in there, and there was this one security guard, and we asked him, hey, is it okay if we go ghost hunting here? Can we look around at 12, a.m., midnight? Can we?
Why? It's like the start of every scary movie.
It was so dumb. Like, honestly, like.
It was just you and your husband,
Joseph, some friends. David was there.
Oh, okay. Our mutual friend, David.
Yeah. So we went in there and we were going around, but there was nothing aggressive in there.
Okay.
But you hear women's voices. Like, it's a huge place. It's huge. But you hear like if you're really quiet, you hear like, because what they say is like spirits, they echo through, they're absorbed by like rock or wood. They just stay in those. I don't know. It's some kind of like their energy is absorbed in those materials. So
that's, again, I've never personally felt energies or had that kind of feeling. I guess the closest of me energy feeling or even thinking is when I was manic. If you guys haven't heard like the past episodes, like I'm diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and when I'm, going through mania, especially just a full-blown manic episode, I definitely feel like, am I hearing stuff? Or I feel like I'm hearing stuff, or I feel, not even hearing things, it's just a feeling that, like, somebody or something's trying to tell me something.
Oh,
but
really?
It's not, but, do
you ever make out what they're saying?
It's almost like I can't... It's not auditory. It's more like a feeling. Like, so I felt like...
See, you feel too? But in a different way.
Yes, in a different way. So maybe that's how I felt like, when I had, like, oh, it's like, again, I had a Christian upbringing. So I think with my mania, again, the religious aspect of growing up, just with the mania mixed in, like, created this bad, like, perfect storm of just, oh man, is God talking to me?
Yeah.
or like feel like God wants, or I feel like God wants me to do this or do that, or I would, again, have the Messiah complex, or, I mean, you look at the DSM-5, which is like a manual psychology book, which basically states all the different abnormal, like, psyches, and one of them being bipolar it's like a dictionary for that. And you look it up, and it tells you these are the symptoms.
It's a long, like, list.
No, it's not a long list.
It's not.
It's not a major list. I mean, it's a.
I would think it would be.
I have the book somewhere, but it's a pretty small booklet, but it's pretty thick. And if you look at bipolar disorder type 1, which is what I have, it's like I have like all the symptoms, like check, like, grandiose thoughts. Oh, that was me.
So it's pretty spot on.
It's spot on.
Whoa, that's
it is spot on.
How do you feel when you see that someone has written down your symptoms? Did you feel safe?
I feel liberated in a sense that, like, oh wow, okay, I'm not the only one feeling this way. But at the same time, saddened by it too, because you're like, well, I guess God wasn't talking to me. I guess I'm just having grandiose thoughts. I'm not Joan of Arc. Like, all these things that you thought were these great feelings that to have, and you thought you were special and everything. Like, oh, I'm not special. I'm just in a book.
Well, you are special. You're just not meant to be Joan of Arc.
Yes, yes. I'm not meant to die for anyone.
Because you don't want to, because that girl, she got freaking burned to death.
That's true. I don't want to be Joan of Arc.
She saved France, and then she got burned for it.
That's true. That's true. That's the last person I would want to be.
What the fuck?
But yeah, so I mean, I guess that's the closest. When you're saying you feel these energies, like, that's the closest I could feel when I was going through this mania. I was just very sensitive about everything. Things were like tingling and like.
Well, those are all signs, like, tingling, feeling the hairs on your body like lift up because of electricity.
Yes.
I mean, those are all signs of it, but like, I can see why you can get that mixed up with that.
Oh yeah.
It would feel just like that. But I've never, other than, you having to go through that. Like, you were never scared. Remember how scared I was to just even go to the bathroom by myself when I used to sleep over?
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, I can't do it. Don't leave me in here by myself. Like, I don't know why. It was so scary. Yeah,
but then after watching, what is it? The Blair Witch Project? I was too scared for anyone, like, facing a corner.
Oh,
like, wait. I want you in the restroom, but I don't want you facing the corner. Like, but just face me, but close your eyes.
Oh my god!
That was also a scary movie. But yeah, those are kind of one of the things that I'm just trying to relate with you of all the spiritual things that you've felt and stuff like that. So, but for me,
you don't want to feel these things. You don't want to see these things. Like, it's just so odd. It would just be like. It may be kind of cool for a little bit, but it can really... Oh, one scary one was when we were in Ubud in Indonesia. These island, like, ghosts, they're way more powerful. Like, so we went river rafting, and I thought it was such a good idea to take home a souvenir. So I don't know what the history on this river was, but it was very fun. It was kind of almost like you were in an Indiana Jones movie.
Oh.
If you go down the river raft, like, first you have to hike, and then you have to go down all these like stone stairs down to the river through the jungle. So it was very like gorgeous. It was mystifying. You're just like, oh my god, this is so much. No second thoughts of, hey, is there any spirits here and stuff. You go down the river and you see this side of the rock. Someone chiseled in a beautiful like story about like a prince, and like you see it's so intricate and
sounds beautiful.
It was gorgeous. So you'd be enamored, and you're having so much fun. So you're just like, oh, let's take a the stone. Like, that was not a good idea, because that night, as I was taking a shower, I could hear me and Joseph were in the shower, and it was like open shower. It was gorgeous. Like, it's a gorgeous architecture house next to rice paddies. So even the shower was inside, but there was no top to it. It was really pretty. But I was taking a shower, and then I hear a woman talking, like she was on the other side of the wall, and I thought it was a neighbor or something. We found out from the Airbnb host that there's no neighbor.
Yay.
There's no neighbor. And also, like, right outside my bathroom window is a huge bathroom. You look outside, and there's a temple. Like, I mean, a little shrine. And I was like, oh, that's so pretty. And it's actually a shrine to, like, appease the spirits. So, like, if you go to Indonesia, there's like little shrines everywhere, because if you disturb any of the spirits, they'll just go crazy. So, like, what you want to do every time you go to Bali or something, you want to, like, give a peace offering, especially if you're, like, sensitive to, like, things happening that is abnormal around the house. You want to give them an offering, like, give them a couple, like, coins or whatever, piece of bread or something.
Piece of bread.
Yeah, a piece of bread. But what happened that night, we were sleeping, and I just felt like something was looking at me. You know, at night, there was something looking at me, and I just got so scared I ran out of the room. It was, like, that intense. Like, let's say you're somebody that was, like a mean-spirited person. It felt like, when you close your eyes, it feels like there's a person. Oh, you know how, like, when you're asleep and, like, you hear Donna coming in or something like that, or your mom coming in, you feel them, right? They don't need to talk, but you hear them, like, shuffling around the foot and stuff.
Yeah.
You could... Yeah.
Oh my god.
But it's someone just standing in front of your bed and just looking straight at you. With so much intensity that you just, like, had to get out of the room. It was, like, draining everything. And then I ran out, and I told everyone we were staying with, even David was there, and they're like, okay, you know, all right, you know, you can sleep in our room or something. And then the next night, weird shit started happening to everyone else.
Oh, yeah.
Like, foots being pulled.
Oh my gosh.
And, like,
I remember
shadows
that. I think you guys,
stuff like that.
all of you guys came back, and you're like, ooh. You all had a story to share about that.
And then I couldn't get that juju off of me, like, taking that stone. So I don't take anything anymore. Like, from any, like, places like that, I don't take it. I'll take a seashell home, like, from the beach. But I won't take anything from, like, a river or something that has, like, intricate, beautiful art.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Smart. That's smart decision.
Yeah. But that's scary because it was, like, a foreign ghost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, if you guys know, islands, they tend to have more energy, more because of the volcanoes and such. Like, if you guys notice, there's a pattern if you watch, like, a lot of shows and stuff, whereas there's a lot of electricity, like, let's say at clubs and nightclubs and stuff, where they have a lot of electric equipment, studios.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. The ghosts like to be around there because they feed off of that energy. It's kind of like Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters got like some things right. Yeah, for sure. But you're lucky that you don't.
Yeah, I think that's really, again, really scary just to know. I mean, I guess if there's like Casper, it won't be as scary.
Oh yeah, that'll be fine.
Friendly ghost.
Yeah,
but these don't sound that friendly.
No. There was one friendly. I think she was like, because I was in my room, in Vegas, my bedroom. You know how that. You remember how that looked, right? I was getting ready, and all the doors are closed because it's super hot. Like at nighttime in Vegas, sometimes it'll still be like 105 degrees. So we kept all the windows and doors closed. And it was cold enough in the house, so we turned that off. And there's no, like, airflow coming from outside. All of a sudden, I smell, like, what's that body spray?
Axe body spray?
No, not Axe. It's a
Can you imagine like this Axe body spray ghost, just like this buff ghost?
So it was actually a woman, not a guy.
Oh, okay.
So there was this like very like
Bath and Body Works?
Kind of like Bath and Body Works, or maybe something cheaper. Remember when you go to like Rite Aid and there's like this body spray, like fantasy body spray.
Okay.
You smell that. Like all of a sudden it just like you could smell it in my room, like moving around, the scent.
Oh my god.
That was really odd. It was cool though. She was friendly.
Oh, she was friendly.
Yeah, she didn't scare me at all.
Oh,
but
nice.
I was like, that's some cheap body spray right there. Yeah. Like you have to smell like that forever, eternity. Like
that's so interesting. Like even like scent.
Yeah, that was really odd because that's never happened to me. But I'm glad she didn't smell like Dookie. That would have been real shitty.
That's for eternity.
For eternity,
you just smell like shit. Just walking around and like.
What would you want to smell like if you had like pick one scent to smell for eternity? Like,
good question.
Would it be like a perfume, or would you want something more natural? Like
something more natural.
Yeah,
something
more natural,
like something that doesn't not offensive to the nose. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be noticed.
Yeah.
I don't want to be people like
you want me to smell you and be like, that's a classy chick right there,
or smell like, oh, that's nostalgic, or that's nice.
That's so peaceful.
That's a pleasant scent. But I don't want to smell like any strong perfume or anything.
No body spray.
Cheap fantasy body spray. That would horrify me, because I'd be like, I can't change this.
It's not my fault.
This is me.
I didn't know I was gonna smell like this for eternity.
Forever. No, that's again really. That's so interesting.
I know it's about. I mean, I don't know how she died or something, but a lot of scary stuff has happened in that apartment building. I mean, remember that one time I had there was a stabbing downstairs right below me.
Oh,
the guy with the machete.
Oh, you told me about that.
And then the SWAT team came in. I was like, what the fuck? We need to go to Whole Foods.
Speaking of machete and a guy with a knife, that happened in this house. Like when I was
what
that happened. I don't know if I told you a long time ago.
No,
it was when my older sister was here, and she was during her teenage years. And she had a friend, and her friend had this ex-boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And so the ex-boyfriend basically found out that the friend, her, that broke up with him, got a new man. And so the new man and my sister's friend came over to our house.
Mm-hmm.
And at this time, we're fast asleep. The Yen family
How
is
old
fast
are you?
asleep. If my sister was in high school, me and Donna were at least
elementary.
Yeah, elementary or something like that. And basically, we were all fast asleep. My parents are asleep upstairs.
Oh my god.
Donna and I are like over there sleeping, and they're in this very room hanging out.
Oh my gosh.
And so my sister, her friend, and the new boyfriend, the friend's new boyfriend, are all hanging out in this room. And the ex-boyfriend is outside the window. Right outside the window, peering inside and seeing the new boyfriend with his woman, right?
Oh my god.
And
Psycho.
He basically ran to the front door.
Tell me the door
and
was
started. The door was luckily locked, but he slammed it on the door and like slammed and just started knocking like crazy and saying, "Let me in, let me in!" And my older sister was crying. She's like, "Please, like don't just go away." And he started running to the middle door.
No,
he tried to get to the other doors.
Oh my god!
And luckily, my sister ran and like
locked it.
I think she locked it, and then finally, he's out there, and I want to say, I think he somehow got in. But luckily,
so many openings.
Yeah,
there's so many openings.
The new boyfriend ran out, and so basically, what happened was in the moment that he saw them through the window, I forgot to mention he went just right down the block. A mutual friend to grab. He just enters a mutual friend's kitchen, grabs a knife, doesn't say anything to them, grabs a knife and walks out and comes back to this house, our house. And that's when he slammed on the door and everything to let him in. And so finally he gets in the house. I think he somehow gets in the house and the guy runs and he's chasing him. They run out and I think he almost like cuts him a little bit on his hand. And they run out and they're just running in the streets. And of course, at that point, my sister calls 911. They go find the guy.
And your parents are up?
Nope. Well, just fast asleep.
No way.
The entire time. We did not.
Okay, I kind of believe that. I kind of believe that you guys
slept through it.
Yeah, you guys slept through it.
I guess it was a silent chase. I don't know. So we were fast sleep, but luckily the guy did not die, but
That's so scary though.
They called
that window right there?
That window over there.
Oh my god.
Yes. So it's
I know you guys never told me this story. That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those wild things that happen here.
The thing about like I love this house. We have so much fun in this house, but at the same time, like at nighttime, there's like so much dark. Like because you guys have that atrium right there.
Yes,
and it's just all black.
Yes, it's like
and then you have like, you know, your doors to the patio right there, and then like the back patio area, that addition is all like, so you don't know who's looking in.
That's true.
That was which freaked me out.
It's a lot of windows. I mean, it's great
windows.
In the daylight, daytime. It's like,
gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, so much like sunlight and natural light. But at night,
I just can't imagine. So it's that same door that he was not like the one right there next that goes the side one, right?
Yes, the side one, yeah.
And he just I'm just so. I can't believe he didn't like punch through that because I would think he would like take the handle of the knife and just go bam to all the windows.
I mean, I think he eventually got in somehow, so he didn't have to do that.
That is so scary.
Yeah. So, that happened. But again, we were fast asleep, so we had no idea.
Oh my god.
No idea. So, but yeah, Halloween. We're not doing it. I'm not doing anything for Halloween.
I'm not doing anything. I think I'm just gonna be like working a little bit, but not like late. I don't ever do like late night Halloween.
Okay.
Because that's when all the trouble happens, whether people are trick or treating or not.
Oh yeah. Well, Halloween. I feel like it's gonna be quiet this year, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be quiet, but there's always like people doing shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're out there. It's like Halloween, I'm gonna make some trouble.
I
don't know. Or like some idiots like drinking. A lot of drunk drivers on the road because they don't want to get in Ubers. Because before I would notice people like, you know, you can tell that person is driving under the influence of weed. And there was very minimal drunk drivers on the road. Now there's a lot of drunk drivers on the road again because no one's using Uber.
Wait, why is no one using Uber?
Because it's close contact.
Oh.
Yeah. So and on top of that, like you're sharing that tiny little space. You don't know who's touched this or that, and you know,
makes sense.
It's still there. The service is there, but it's gone down tremendously.
Okay.
Before you used to see Uber drivers everywhere. Now everyone's just driving drunk. So just be careful, everyone.
I know, be careful, right?
On the streets. I've been seeing a lot of car accidents.
You've been in major car accidents yourself, right? Like
Yeah.
Your collarbone?
Yeah, it's a bummer that I fractured it and now it's like so what happened was I got in a car accident and they hit my car got completely totaled. My brother was in the passenger seat. Luckily we weren't dead, but I broke my collarbone like in half. Oof. Like my shoulder, when the firefighters found me, I was like in the car, couldn't move, and my shoulder was like
drooping
there.
Oh my gosh.
I was like help me. Like, you know, in those rescue movies,
yeah,
you see the girl like all like fucked up. That's me.
How was your brother?
He was good. He was fine. Oh. He had no major, but like I fucked up his knee, and he was actually he was in high school wrestling team. Oh. And I fucked that up for him, so I feel bad, but you know. Yeah.
What was he gonna do? Become a professional wrestler? Like, probably not.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, like, he's big. And, like,
yeah, that's true.
I guess it would beat, like, working at a insurance company.
Yeah. And that took a while for when your collarbone.
Oh yeah, I felt
took
like
a while for it to heal, right? Months.
Months. I was in bed for like 8 months. So what happened was I was at an emergency room and then I left. They gave me a couple of they sent me home with the broken collarbone because they can't do anything. So I had to get surgery. So they told me to go home and I couldn't do anything by myself. It was the worst thing ever. Collarbone is actually the worst place, one of the worst places you can get it wasn't a fracture. It was like broken. That in your hip or something.
Yes,
those are the worst.
ACL or something.
I don't
There's
know.
a hip and then there's ACL or something.
Yeah,
like that,
I'm not really familiar.
The hip
with
is a horrible thing to break.
Yeah, the hip. So they sent me home and my shoulder was still here. And then later on, I had to find a surgeon and he reattached it. Put some bolts, the screws, some metal in there to straighten it out. And then I had to be in recovery. So I was like laying on my back for like 8 months or 6 months or something like that.
And your mom was kind of a champ during that time, right? She had to bathe you.
Yeah. Well, single mom. And then she had to I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself. I couldn't do anything by myself.
You couldn't get up?
No, I couldn't get up. If I wanted to get up, I'll be like, it would hurt. Everything would hurt. Like once you hurt this, your whole body hurts. Like any movement, any kind of movement.
Oh my gosh.
Pain is like, it's not a stranger to me. And then it got straightened out. I got another operation to take out the metal piece and the screws. And then that was a little bit of recovery after that. And then I'm such a smart gal, so I decided to get into road biking. Yeah.
I remember when you were into road biking.
Oh, and then I went on like a group bike. A group bike ride and totally ate it. Totally fucking ate it.
And you
so we were
fell on your collarbone or you messed it up again?
I fell on this shoulder. Yeah, I'm glad that I had a helmet on because if you see in my helmet, it was cracked. So, and I had a concussion too.
You had a concussion?
Yeah, and I was by myself because I thought they left without me. Oh. So I was trying to catch up wherever they were, and I was like, where the fuck are they? How could they leave me? What happened was they were right there watching me. I think they watched me eat it. So they're like, what is Liz doing? Why is she biking so fast? Oh, shit. And they were like far away. Like they could see you. Like,
oh no.
Yeah. So I ate it and I humiliated myself. But then also, I don't have any coverage. Oh, this is so stupid. Don't ever get into road biking if you don't have medical insurance, okay? No. Don't be a dumbass.
No medical insurance.
No medical insurance.
Yikes.
Yeah, don't get into road biking. Road biking looks fun. It's really dangerous. So I ate it and I had a concussion. Some people stopped and they're like, hey, are you okay? And I thought I was going to die. Because when you have a concussion, you're maybe you might feel this because when you got, what's the word when they try to calm you and they give you stuff? Tranquilizers. Did they ever give you tranquilizers? To go to bed?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
when I'm a little manic, yes.
Yeah. So I don't know if you remember, but it's that feeling where you don't want to do, maybe you don't want to go to bed, and your whole body feels like it's shutting down on you.
Oh my! No, that reminds me of when I had a bad trip on shrooms, and yes,
yeah, you're gonna die.
My body was shutting down.
You were gonna
all the blood rushing, and it's almost like the blood drains from your face, and you're gonna pass out.
Yeah.
But you're you don't want to pass out because you're I'm gonna die.
Yeah, there you go.
I close my eyes.
Yeah, that's exactly, and it was horrifying because I thought I was gonna die. I thought maybe I pierced an organ or something, or I don't know where. I didn't know anything was happening. I was just like, what the fuck? But that's I felt really shitty that split second. I was just like, fuck, I'm gonna eat it. Right when you're going, you're like, oh fuck.
Oh, yeah, that moment of the split moment.
When you're just about to trip, you're going to trip, and you're like, fuck. Yeah, so, but then I had a ride home. because I had no medical insurance. I'm not going to call an ambulance.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I had a...
if anyone's listening and seeing this, like, obviously we live in the U.S. So...
Oh, yeah. We live in the U.S.
Like, can't call the ambulance, like, you hear it all the time. People are just like, why? Like, from other countries, they're like, why would you not call the ambulance?
Because we live in the great United States of America.
And that shit is expensive.
Yeah, dude. I remember if I didn't have coverage from where we worked, Timberland, when I got hit the first time in the car accident.
Oh, you got covered. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had a little bit of ambulance coverage, but it's still like $1,000.
Yes.
Easily
yes.
$1,000 or more just for that ride.
For the ride.
Just for that ride.
Yeah.
You know, like, I really enjoyed the firefighters. They were really nice, but, like, it's not fun later when you're just trying to get back on your feet and you're like, fuck, I have, like, to pay this amount. Or my mom paid
it's
it.
Sad.
You know,
it's sad because, like...
Sucks.
And that's what the whole, like, healthcare, everything, it's just... to know that you can go into debt from just, like, not having the proper health care or like because the hospital fees are so much, it puts people in debt, and people are scared to go. That's why people are scared to go to the hospital. They're scared to go to the ambulance because of how much it costs, and that's just a sad fact.
It's shitty. And you know what's shittier is like when you have a plan and they're like, yeah, you're covered. Go ahead and go to that doctor. And I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure I'm covered by this person? Are you sure? They're in, like, I'll tell them the location, the address, and they're like, yeah, go. And I would go, and then later on, they're like, oh, you're not covered for this part. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? You said I was covered, okay? Like, you're going to have to explain that to me. Why can't you explain that to me? That, hey, you can go to this doctor, but make sure they use this laboratory for your blood test. Like, what the fuck? It's just...
Oh, my gosh.
It's, like, dumb shit like that.
Yeah, like, for me, it's just medication. I mean, when I, at these past... 10 years, living bipolar disorder and being diagnosed, I have tried so many different medications, just trying to balance it out, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't. And man, oh man, I mean, the cost of some of these medications, I don't even want to say, because it's just
okay,
hundreds of dollars. Like,
hundreds of dollars.
Some of these pills are hundreds of dollars, and
bullshit.
One pill is like,
if you
$25 or $50, like some of these pills, like some of these can get really pricey. Some of these pills, and you're like, oh, this is not manageable. like if you don't have insurance, it's like I can't imagine people without healthcare, without insurance, like how they can survive.
Oh, it's so bad.
Because
remember when Joseph, I moved into his. We used to live in the patio. It was like a tin shack. Remember? What did you actually... Okay, and then so what happened... Why I brought that up is that a week after I moved into that tin shack of a house in the ghetto, Joseph gets stabbed. He gets stabbed in the back, and he his like right lung collapses, and his brother takes him to the hospital, and we're like left with a $12,000 bill. So not only did I run away from home, and I had to live in this tin roof, and then also working at Timberland like crazy for 2 weeks, and only getting like paid like $250.
Yeah. It's, I mean, when we were working there, it was like minimum wage, and minimum wage still is ridiculous.
And
it is ridiculously low.
The crazy thing is that we, like, you and me together, we sold so many pairs of shoes, like probably in the 100,000 area, you know what I mean? But like we were only getting paid like $250 or $300
it's
at most for 2 weeks of work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We worked our asses off. So like, so Joseph gets stabbed, and that because he didn't have insurance at the time. So painful.
I remember when that happened, and you were rightfully so freaking.
I was glad that you were there though. Like, we were trying to have like a relaxing night.
I remember, and you got the phone call, and you were with us when you got the phone call.
No, it was just you. It was just you. You just came to visit me, and we were watching a movie in my new tin shack of a home. Oh my God, I can't.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Oh gosh, I remember you're so worried. I mean, again, so dude, rightfully so, just so worried about everything.
That was just a crazy line of events, you know? Yes. Like, I just moved in here. I met the guy for a week. I moved in, and he gets stabbed, and he might die. That is just so nuts.
Yeah. What do you remember? What caused the fight? It's just a you were looking at me.
It was the rougher area of Garden Grove. My husband's from Garden Grove, Westminster area, and I don't know. Even back then, it was a little dangerous. It was way worse before. Like I remember talking to Joseph, and he said when he was like 7 or 5, he saw a dead body in the alley. You know, like it's that kind of rough. Just to give you a picture, but like. So he had a friend in elementary, and he got really heavy on tweak or on meth. And I think he saw him at the party, and he just said, "Hey, what's up?" And I think that guy, he was tweaking so hard that he thought that Joseph was like, "Hey, what's up?"
Oh, no.
Like shit, like, you know.
He misunderstood.
He misunderstood. Like, he was saying a greeting, but he...
thought
he was like
stepping
around.
Up to him,
and which happens often. Like when you meet with these like heavy tweakers, they hallucinate because they haven't been sleeping, and they're really, you know, like, remember I told you in my last episode, you know, you think that everyone's after you. You know, so this guy thought that he was like flicking him off or something.
No.
And this guy, he just a fight starts happening at a house party, and then he gets stabbed.
Between him and Joseph.
Yeah. Well, there's a huge fight. Like,
huge.
Like
other fight
from like group to group. It was just like.
But it all started because Joseph said, "What's up?"
No, it came afterwards or something, like towards the end.
Towards the end, okay.
You know, they were all having a good time, and then just like...
just one after another, just accumulation of things.
Yeah. We should, when Joseph comes on the show, we should ask him to, like, illustrate it for us. Cause,
that guy's been through stuff.
Yeah, like, you know what they remind me? They remind me, like, the movie, you remember Young and Dangerous?
I never watched that.
But you know, like, it's about gangsters, right? In the hood, and just, like, being with your homies and stuff, and getting into fights and shit. That's basically, like, their Garden Grove life.
Yeah.
It's, like, getting into fights. But I was super pissed.
I mean, yeah, I would be, too, if I'm the girlfriend, and, like, this is the love of my life, or the person I care about, and they got stabbed. Like, can you guys get your shit together?
Yeah, that was really rough, yeah. But I'm really glad that we stuck it through. Like,
yeah, and he survived that.
He survived it. So don't tell me he's like not meant for something. Like, for sure. I was like, Joseph, there's so many times we could have died. Oh my God.
Like close to near death experience.
So many times. It's not even funny. Like, we could have died so many times. Like, so close. But we didn't.
You're alive. You're
here.
Yeah,
we're alive. So I feel like we're meant to do something. Like, serve in some kind of way or anything.
Yeah, I mean, and this is a trigger warning for people, but like the
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I think the closest near-death experience I ever felt, not saying that but that I ever felt was near-death experience, was when I was really manic. And I was thinking, and this is the whole Messiah complex, this is the whole religious upbringing that affected my mental state at the time. But this is when I really thought, like, oh, like, God is really angry. And I think I mentioned in the last podcast.
That's gotta be scary.
Yeah, God's
feeling
really
angry.
God angry and stuff like that. And like, and then me again having that Messiah complex, thinking that he's angry with the world, and instead of again punishing them, I'm like, you can punish me. And I'm like to the point where I was like, I'm willing to give my life up to save humanity. I know this sounds really crazy, but in my mind it felt so real.
But that's what happens, right?
It felt so real. And so I took like I had of course I had all these pills and stuff like that. So I like took a whole bunch of pills because I tried to take my life. I literally tried to take my life because I thought in my head I was trying to say, like Christ, right? Christ-like. What's the closest thing Christ is sacrificing your life, right?
Does that say in the description is one of the symptoms, like something having to do with some kind of religious...
Messiah complex.
Oh, so they'll say Messiah complex.
Okay. Messiah complex is grandiose thoughts.
Grandiose thought, okay.
That kind of falls in the same line. So, yeah. And then, but as it was like a mixture of like, yeah, just the Messiah complex and shame and just a whole bunch of things. But I'm like, and it's just... so many like feelings and emotions, and I felt like voices or not. I wasn't sure if I was hearing voices or not, but like feeling of just the world is ending and I have to do this. Mm-hmm. And I did it. But as soon as I took those pills, luckily the medication that I chose was like lithium or something. Mm-hmm. That's
not scary.
That's not lethal if you take a huge amount.
Oh, okay.
Luckily, okay. I chose a medication.
What is that? Is that a metal or what is it?
Lithium is it's just a type of medication that helps with people.
But what is it?
It's a mood stabilizer.
What is it made out of? That's what I'm saying.
That's like, a good
because what they do sometimes they put like minerals and different kind of like.
I wish I could tell you what these medications are made up of, but there's like there's so much chemicals that are in it. Yeah, and so but as soon as I took it, I was like.
Thank God.
Deeply regretting and felt shame. Like it started like all of a sudden I felt lucid. Mm-hmm. I felt like awake. I'm like, mm-hmm. What the fuck did I just do? Yeah. And all the voices, all the sound, like it just got super quiet mm-hmm. in my head. At first it was just chatter and feelings mm-hmm. and all that stuff. And all of a sudden as soon as I did it, it was just like this silent. And then not God, not whatever you wanted, not that it was like my inner voice. It was my inner voice that was saying, Debbie, what the fuck are you doing? Spit that out. Mm-hmm. You can't die. You have to live. You need to live. And it was clear as just almost like, I felt like someone was shouting that out. Mm-hmm. Whether that was my inner voice or whether mm-hmm. it was angels, whether it's some guardian angel, mm-hmm. whether that's God or not, who, I don't know. But it was so clear and it cut through everything, mm-hmm. all the chatter. And it was just this voice telling me that I have to live. And so I, of course, like rushed to the restroom and I tried to like puke it all out. And I luckily was able to puke some of it out. And then I was just like, what am I doing? And then I just went for a run. Mm-hmm. I was just have all this mixed emotion. I just started running, like mm-hmm. just not running naked or anything. That was last week. That was in the last episode I mentioned.
Check it out.
But this is with clothes on. I was lucid. I was just running just to feel and it was nighttime. And I remember the air was crisp and cold. And it just felt this moment of feeling like I survived and mm-hmm. I'm alive. And I have to go running. And so I ran and I just felt the wind. I remember feeling the wind on my face. I remember hearing like the breath, my breath just, in and out. And I just like, I can't believe I just almost killed myself. And I can't believe I did that. And like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And like, I hate myself, but I am alive and I can't die. I need to live. Mm-hmm. Because whatever that voice was, whatever I heard, said I have to live, I can't mm-hmm. die. And so, I just remember that feeling of death. Just this feeling of after taking the pills, mm-hmm. this slowly realize the same feeling of when you had the concussion, like that feeling like your body shutting down. Mm-hmm. I had that same kind of feeling of mm-hmm. reaction of like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna die. Like I took how many pills, like all that. So
and you have a smaller stature, so like that amount would have.
Yeah, luckily, if it was a stronger a different type of a more lethal medicine, I definitely would have died or had gone to the hospital, but I didn't. And so after I went for my run and I came back, mm-hmm. I was, so ashamed of what I did. Mm-hmm. This comes a little bit of shame of doing that and mm-hmm. kind of humiliation. Mm-hmm. I kept it to myself. I didn't say anything to my family.
You didn't have like a therapy group at the time?
No therapy group. I just kept it to myself. And
that's really heavy. You didn't write it down or anything.
I didn't write that down. I just
that means like that's a high amount of shame. Then,
yeah,
right? Because you can't even write it down.
I can't write it down because it's just
man.
But that's like, you know, when people think like, oh, why did that person take their life or everything, and like that's so selfish, or how could they do that? It's like whether you're manic like me or whether you're super depressed, which I've been there as well. I get it. Like, I get it. It doesn't make it right or anything. But I get why people like attempt to take their life or, you know, or succeed in doing it, because your mind is literally trying to kill you, like, and trying to do that to you. And so, I'm glad I survived my mind.
Yeah. And you have like someone. I definitely feel like that was a higher power. Like, yes, that was you, but we are all connected to like a higher power. Like, you know, we don't understand everything. So like, just to hear that voice so clear, I'm so glad that it was there for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because you can't, like, even if you were like a friend or family, even a family or friend can't help either. It's like that person has to, like,
it has to come from yourself.
Yeah, it has to come for yourself. Like, you're gonna, even someone convince you to stay alive, if that person doesn't feel like going on, I don't think it's gonna help. Yeah, you gotta have to like kind of figure. So, do you think, like, question from your opinion, from actually going with it, and when do you think are the first signs that you actually, like, if let's say if I knew somebody and I didn't know how to help them, like, what would be the first steps, like, and what are the first signs that I actually feel like this is serious and I need to like go and see professional help or something like that for that person.
For that person.
Yeah, for that like, person. If I was like, you know, saw that person having these imbalances.
Okay, so basically, this is a very good question for someone, because I was reading like self-help books, especially when it comes to bipolar disorder, and one of the things is like to have kind of like a plan, like a game plan, like to let your family and friends know, which I haven't done actually, but I never sat down with my family and friends and saying, all right, if you see me doing this, this or this is what you need to do. Because it's so hard to distinguish when I'm getting manic.
The lines are very blurred.
Yes. But one of the things, I think, telltale signs, and like my mother, she also has mental illness, not bipolar, but she's had depressive episodes. But I think I want to say she's bipolar, but type 2, so not as severe as mine, type 1. But because she has some mania sometimes, but hypomania, like not as full blown.
Look at you analyzing her. But like when you're reading, you can't help.
Because and it's hereditary. You know, bipolar disorder, all that stuff is genetics. So, but my mom, something I noticed, and for myself too, if we start having high energy.
Like not sleeping. Oh, okay, yeah.
That is one of the first signs. You're like too excited that you're not getting enough sleep. You
just stay up.
You just stay up, and you're like, I have all these great ideas.
Yeah.
And the ideas sound great in the beginning, but as soon as you start getting less and less sleep, you think your ideas are getting better and better, but instead they start to become more and more incoherent and start not making sense. So that's
a really good one. Okay.
And it's pressured speech too. You start to speak faster.
Yes.
Because your thoughts are going so fast and you're thinking so quickly.
Yeah.
You try to make up for it, for that, by speaking just as fast as your thoughts.
Got it. Okay.
So pressured speech, they call it pressured speaking quickly, not sleeping, high energy,
not blinking.
I mean, I'm blinking right now.
'Cause like
I'm okay.
Yeah.
But no, blinking is. I don't think there's any. There was never any mention about blinking, but it was just mainly like the speech, and people are not able to follow what you're saying.
Okay.
It's hard for them to follow your thoughts.
So it's not like a 2-person conversation. It's like...
Yeah. And then also when I'm trying to explain to you whatever this amazing idea or whatever, or like how this thing, you're just like, wait, what? You're trying to like, it doesn't quite make sense to the other person. And then me being in my mania mood, but also feeling great, like you just don't get it.
Yeah.
You just don't get it. You just don't understand me. You just, you're jealous or blah, blah, blah. And you start to think that, oh, well, they just don't get it. Yeah, and they're just jealous and they're just trying to ruin my fun. Then you start to get like, you start to have those thoughts. That's the kind of thoughts I would have. And so, but yeah, one of the first early signs is what I just mentioned. Yeah.
And where would you, if that happened, like where would you want to be taken, or like what would help you? For someone, okay, so you know the signs.
I know the signs.
What's the best things to do to help you? Of course, the meds and stuff, but like, let's say for somebody that's never even had meds and this is their first time showing signs, like, because a lot of people don't know.
No, yeah.
They don't know where to, do you call 911 or do you like...
The first time's the hardest.
Yeah.
The first time is so hard because it's not only new to you as the person who's going through it and have never felt these feelings before, or maybe you have, but this is just feeling like it's just times 10. It's just everything's just hyper. Everything is just
like
volume
being
up.
On the best
drugs,
cocktail
everything of drugs. Yes. It's all new to you. It's new to your friends and family around you. They're thinking, well, Debbie's just really happy or something. In the beginning, you're like, beginning, she's just in a good mood. Like, who wants to be a Debbie Downer and like be like Debbie, like cool it? Like, no, everyone's like, she's just in a good mood. She's just really enthusiastic
and excited.
Like, what's wrong with that? But then, as soon as I start losing sleep, that's when it gets really bad. So.
And there is a downer moment, right? Once you go up,
you're gonna crash eventually.
The crash
is real. It's again feeling like a goddess and hot and sexy and cool,
and then
to feeling not, to feeling a like loser and everything. Yeah, a horrible crash. But it's all in your mind. You didn't take any drugs. It just happens, and that's the scary part. That's scary. It's like it just happens, and you're like, great, And, but as I'm older, I'm starting to. Hopefully, I have a better understanding of myself and understanding of being more self-aware. But the positive side, if there is a positive side, of having a mental illness, is specifically, at least for me, with bipolar disorder, is that you're just more in tuned with your emotions. You're more in tuned with your thoughts. Because you're just like, I don't want that shit to happen again.
I feel like that is in itself like a kind of meditation. Because you're constantly just tracking.
Yes.
You're making sure. Because that's what meditation is. It gets you to the point where you're being aware of your actions and your emotions.
And your thoughts.
Yeah, and your
That's
thoughts.
the most important thing is your thoughts. And just making sure it doesn't get to that point of full-blown mania. Nope. It's like a roller coaster. Like, it's one of those things, like, if you don't take care of it from those early signs, it gets bad, because then it just ends up on a high roller coaster with no turning back. And then you go to a point of no return, and full-blown mania, there's nowhere to go but the hospital.
Okay.
Or getting arrested.
Or
getting arrested, or an ambulance called on you to take you to the hospital, because you cannot function. And I still remember, again, as humiliating as this whole thing is, I still remember when I was with Liz and Joseph, we were going to the market or something, and I had money, and I gave it to this woman, this charity or something in the front, but all my cash. And Liz's like, oh, she didn't mean to do that. And Lay's like, no, I'm taking it. She gave it to me, like, I'm keeping it. And then I just had a full-blown, like, tantrum meltdown in the parking lot. And Liz, I feel so bad for Liz. She's kind of like a mom, kind of like just trying to comfort me. But, like, there's just, I don't know how you guys are able to control me.
Me neither, because it was like all new to me. You know, it's kind of like, it was kind of like taking care of someone that was really, really high on drugs, and like they kind of like forgot who they were and stuff. It was kind of like that behavior. So I guess I was a little used to it, because, you know, I did hang around with a lot of people that did drugs and stuff. So, but it was different. Yeah. Because I know you didn't mean to be in that state. Yeah. That was the hard part.
It's not a choice. That's the thing.
It wasn't a choice.
It's not a choice.
If it was a choice, then you're like, oh, you dumb motherfucker. you know, like, you did it to yourself. Yeah. But you didn't. So that was just like, it was really alarming.
Sympathy, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No, it's when I'm in those episodes, I forget who I am. I sometimes forget that I'm Debbie. At one point, I was like, what's my name again?
Oh, yeah. You asked me a lot.
Forget. Can you imagine forgetting your identity? Like, that's how insane it would get. So, yeah. But I'm cool now.
You're back. And you did do a little rap for us, like on the way home or something.
Oh, yeah. I rapped.
I don't remember that.
I thought I was a rapper at one point. I was spitting rhymes, you know. I was like, oh, man, I'm just, you know, White Rabbit, Eminem, you know, doing my thing. I thought I was a rapper.
No, but I'm definitely glad you're back.
Oh, thanks, Liz. Yeah, I'm glad I'm back too.
Like, you know, but it really does make you think. When you were in those moments, it really, you cherish the friendship, you know what I mean, even more deeply, because you're just like, oh shit, it's not always gonna be there, you know. You have to really appreciate the friendship that you have around. Like, seriously, take it from us. Like,
no, we've had our
scary moments.
We've been through a lot, our friendship, and it's just going through those downs, those horrible moments, those intense moments, is what strengthens our friendship. And while we're here, is we can appreciate and look back on those downsides and be like, definitely, we survived it. Our friendship survived that. Yeah. So I'm really fortunate to have such a great support of family and friends that love me, and I could easily be a homeless person on the street. So I have a lot of empathy and sympathy for those homeless people, because
there's a lot of them too.
There's a lot of them, and they just have mental health issues, a lot of them. And it's really hard. No health care, no insurance. Or they themselves are so deep in it, they don't realize that they need help.
Yeah, it's basically being lost forever. It's like being in limbo.
It is.
It's like our reality, but
they're in their limbo.
World, yeah,
in their reality. Totally. And they're so disconnected from society.
Yeah.
You're so right. It's like limbo. And that's how it felt like, you know.
That's scary.
Being in my own world and no one understanding and having a disconnect. So, but yeah. It's been an hour and...
Oh, for like 15 more minutes?
Yeah, 15 more minutes. Okay.
So this is what I want to ask to end on a happy note.
Yeah, let's end on a light note.
We like to do serious talks. Like, you know, we love to joke around and like tell funny stories, but we also like to like inform, you know, our listeners, like what we have learned from our experiences, what we can share with you guys to help you guys out in any way, or, you know, I think it's helpful.
Yeah, I hope so. It's as much as I'm saying like bipolar isn't me, like it is a part of me. It is a part of my identity in some way, shape, and form. So yeah, I hope by me sharing this, I hope I don't trigger too many of you people out there, but I hope it's informative, so that if you're going through it, you're like, oh, I never had a manic episode, but I have high energy. I'm losing a lot of sleep. I feel a little messiah complex going on.
Yeah.
Just maybe you could be bipolar. Yeah, and that's okay. If you are bipolar, nothing is wrong with that label. Like, don't let that label think that your life is over, because it's not. Like, you just keep living. Here's the
everyone
thing.
Has something.
Everyone has something. Everyone's crazy. Yeah, everyone's got crazy thoughts. Okay, everyone's got crazy.
I'm crazy. She crazy. We all crazy. You guys all know you guys are crazy. Even the ones that are like, I'm not crazy.
No, you got crazy thoughts. But for bipolar people, it's a little hard to filter that out.
Yeah.
So I just let my crazy out, and it's happened multiple times, but I reined it back in, and I am now living amongst you people.
Yeah.
Normally, quote unquote. But it definitely has made my life exciting, and
we do have and it gives you like edge, you know what I mean? You're
edge,
not just like, because
like
you know, you're surviving it and you're working through it, you're making it work and stuff. A lot, you know, like a lot of those homeless people, they didn't make it.
Yeah.
Sadly. Yeah. I mean, I wish they did. In my perfect world, I wish we can all like, you know, heal them.
If they can all get on the proper medication and get sleep.
Yeah.
They would be a totally different person.
Do you think
and the will for themselves to do it themselves?
I think that's the hardest, because some of them are just so deep. Like, that's their life.
Yeah.
They're comfortable like that. They don't want, but I really hope, like, in the future, there will be something, a program where it is more about healing. Not just, here's shelter, food.
Here's medication.
Now get out. Yeah, here's medication.
That's not it.
That's
not it. That's not it. That's a Band-Aid.
Yeah. I absolutely believe it. But you know what else is really scary?
What?
Big Korean women bushes. Okay, like, because it's getting colder. Like, the last week we were in here, we're sweating our asses off. Okay, it was like nighttime, and it was, I was sweating when I left. But like, I was, but then it started getting cold. It's now freezing outside.
It's freezing
and I was
outside.
like, oh man, I really would like to go to a Korean spa. Like, I really miss it. But I was just like, then again, I don't really miss seeing big Korean bushes. Like, okay, when I first took you to the Korean spa for the first time, what did you think?
I've been to a bathhouse before in Japan once. So
no, that was before, and then you went to the bathhouse, didn't you?
I went to the bathhouse first before I ever went to a Korean spa.
Okay, so that was...
So that broke me when it came to like seeing naked women and stuff like that.
But that was boy and girl. It was co-ed.
No, it wasn't co-ed. In Japan,
co-ed.
No, it wasn't. They separated the women and men in Japan.
Oh, okay.
The one that at least we went to. But the Korean time we first went to the Korean spa, and the first time I got a scrub, that was interesting because these like older like Korean ladies, and they're in lingerie, and
you can feel their bonch on you.
Yeah,
their cold bonch
scrubbing on you, but their bonch is just slapping your face. But then you can't judge them because you're like, I am naked, and they're slapping me around like a baby, a newborn baby, and I'm so vulnerable right now. But it's just the weirdest feeling, but comforting at the same time.
Yeah, it is strange. It is strange at first. Like, when I first went to my Korean, like the first Korean spa I've ever been to was in Korea, in Seoul, when I was living there for a month with my older auntie. And she took me to a Korean spa. But the thing is, like, that's the thing about Korean culture. They don't, like, ease you into it. They don't like, explain things to you. Like, hey, tomorrow we're going to go. And, like, just the culture there is to take off all your clothes. And then, you know, because they don't want any dirty underwears and stuff like that. Because you don't want to, you know, the waters are all purified. You want to be considerate towards everyone using the bathhouse facilities. They just like push you in there, and you don't know what's happening, and then she was like, take off all your clothes. I'm like, you know, in your awkward teens, you're just like, wow.
Yes, that's so true.
Yeah, so I really missed the Korean spa.
Yeah, I miss that too. It was comforting, but definitely not COVID friendly at the moment. So
no, not COVID.
We get it, but we miss it. It's nice to just, you know, you're just there, womanhood, and everyone's just naked.
But the biggest bushes I've ever seen, like, my God.
But I shouldn't complain because my bush is pretty crazy.
No,
too,
it can't be that crazy.
But maybe not as crazy as that. But
no, those bushes were like... like, even the person's not that big, and it's just so unproportional. It was like this. Their bush is this big.
Remember and just looking at that. I would just...
Oh, no, I'm looking. It's right there in my face. It's just like, how could you not?
That's true.
They're all like, you know, lighter than you, and then they have this dark,
pale, and this
huge bush. It's just like, oh my.
You know what? I kudos to them. Just proud and just letting it be and just letting it grow.
Yes, I think that was fine.
Thing.
But the thing was, I was like, oh, we're sharing, and like, you know what happens to pubic hairs?
You're right. Okay? You're right.
Like,
now that I'm thinking about it, yeah.
That's the thing. Okay, I don't mind that they have this.
They're doing a thing.
They should be proud, you know, of their bushes. But like,
when that proudness is everywhere, it gets scattered.
Put a cap right there, like a, you know, those like nets.
Yes.
Put it right there. Anyway, what are we doing on time?
I think we're an hour and 10 minutes. I think about, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in for our 3rd episode. And please, if you have any questions or comments or curious about anything, please email us at mooncakes.podcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, please. We need some love there.
Yes, some love on Instagram on mooncakes.podcast. And I just posted up our 2nd episode from last week up on YouTube. So you can find the link to that in our description for this podcast.
So we will see you guys next week. Yeah, it seems like we're doing this every Wednesday, and then
it feels like it. Yeah,
so we upload everything like a couple of days after.
Yeah. So we're gonna try our best to do this weekly, and thank you so much again for listening and watching.
Yeah. So see you guys next week.
Bye. Bye.